Since you're watching this video, I bet you already know that the 2026 Subaru Forester has just dropped with a wilderness trim that finally matches its new-gen platform, and let me tell you, this one's built to get dirty. But with rivals like the CR-V TrailSport and CX-50 Meridian. Stepping up their game is the Forester, still the king of adventure-ready small SUVs. Hello everyone, this is Sully from CarlandTV. It's time to hop in the front seat because today we're giving you the full scoop on the new 2026 Subaru Forester to know what's new, what's not, and what you need to know before buying. Before I start, I would really appreciate it if you would push those buttons below. The subscribe button, the notification bell, all of them. This is not necessary, but those little clicks help a brother out. Plus, it pushes me to give you more valuable car-related content on your screen. Now buckle up and let's get back to the video. I've been around Subarus long enough to know when they're phoning it in versus when they actually bring the goods, and this time they brought it. The 2026 Forester finally gives the wilderness trim the full 6th-gen treatment it was missing last year. That means it's no longer just a rugged badge slapped on an old body. This one's got real upgrades baked into its bones. I took the new wilderness out where the pavement ends and the difference was obvious. Ground clearance is up to damn 9.3 inches, which means fewer scrapes and more confidence over ruts and rocks. Subaru also dropped in a dual-mode all-wheel drive system that lets you dial in settings for deep snow, mud, and loose dirt. There's even a locking center differential now, and if you've ever tried crawling through wet terrain with open diffs, you'll know how big that is. While other trims stay mostly the same from 2025, since that was the big redesign year. Some now offer the hybrid powertrain that helps with fuel economy and adds a little pep. But make no mistake, the star of the 2026 show is the fully updated wilderness. Now, Subarus always lean more into capability than raw speed, and the 2026 Forester sticks to that formula. The 2.5-liter flat-4 puts out 180 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque, which feels fine until you ask it to hustle. The CVT tries to make the most of it, but acceleration is slow and a bit strained, especially when you're trying to pass or merge with traffic moving fast. It's not underpowered to the point of being dangerous, but it definitely lacks punch. What makes up for that is how Subaru tunes the drivetrain for traction and control. With symmetrical all-wheel drive standard across the lineup, the Forester feels planted no matter the surface. Another interesting thing I note is that the wilderness trim adds that dual-mode X-mode system with settings for snow, dirt, mud, and deep ruts. On loose terrain, the grip is confident and predictable. The locking center differential is a real asset when things get messy. Performance-wise, I have to say that it's not going to excite anyone who enjoys spirited driving. But when the road turns to gravel or snow, the Forester is still the Forester. It can really do the dirty jobs. But how do all these things take a closer look at how all that translates into ride quality and everyday comfort? Well, Subaru usually nails comfort, but this one caught me off guard. The front seats feel great, no complaints there. Plenty of support and padding for longer hauls, but the suspension in the sport trim felt stiff over cracked pavement and potholes. It never settles, always moving just enough to get annoying, which did really catch me off guard. There's also that weird pitch when braking or accelerating, like the whole body lurches forward or back. It's not harsh, just busy. Wind and road noise stays in check, and the cabin stays fairly quiet unless you floor it. So yeah, in terms of ride comfort, the new Forester is just average. However, let me be clear. There's something about sitting inside a Forester that just feels familiar, and the 2026 model sticks to that Subaru playbook. That big 11.6-inch touchscreen front and center is easy to use, even with gloves on. I liked how the climate controls stay on screen at all times, so I wasn't digging through menus just to adjust the fan. Visibility is one of the best parts of this cabin. The upright windows and low dash give you a clear view in all directions, and getting in or out is effortless thanks to the wide doors and perfect seat height. The driving position puts you up high without feeling like you're perched. It's not flashy here, but everything works. One gripe, though, if you want the surround view camera or Harman Kardon audio, you've got to pay up for the top trim. And hey, I've loaded everything from camping gear to a full Costco haul into the back of the 2026 Forester. And here's what stood out. It might not win on raw cargo numbers against a CR-V or a RAV4, but the way Subaru designed the space makes it super usable. The openings are wide, the load floor is flat, and that tall roof means I had no trouble stacking up taller items. The rear seats fold down completely flat, which is perfect for sliding in longer gear like a tent bag or fishing rods. Child seats are easy to install too, thanks to those wide rear doors and all that headroom in the back. One thing I wish was better, though, that small storage up front. The center console's a little tight and the door bins aren't very deep. Still, for daily runs or weekend trips, the practicality here feels dialed in. Let's move on to fuel economy. The 2026 Subaru Forester Sport is rated by the EPA at 28 miles per gallon, combined with 26 in the city and 33 on the highway. In real-world driving, though, I found it tough to hit those numbers unless I was driving gently in light traffic. On busier roads or at higher speeds, fuel economy dipped closer to 25 miles per gallon. The good news is that it runs on regular 87 octane, and the larger fuel tank gives it a decent range for road trips. If you want better efficiency, the available hybrid variant on other trims could be a smarter pick. Now, I've gone through just about every trim in the 2026 Forester lineup, and here's how it shakes out. The base model already gives you standard all-wheel drive and Subaru's full EyeSight safety suite, which is a strong starting point. If you want more bang for your buck, the Sport trim is where I'd land. It adds just enough flair and function without pushing the price too high. I tested one with the premium package, and that Harman Kardon system and hands-free liftgate were worth it. Now, if your weekends involve dirt roads, the Wilderness trim is the real deal. It costs more, but with its upgraded suspension terrain modes and 9.3 inches of clearance, it feels purpose-built. Just know that rivals at similar prices might offer more comfort or power. Subaru's warranty is standard. It's 3 years, 36,000 miles bumper to bumper, and 5 years and 60,000 miles for the powertrain. Overall, I am still confident that Subaru is still the brand you buy when you want to get places. Other crossovers don't like to go, and the 2026 Forester stays true to that. After logging some real time in the updated Wilderness trim, I can say it finally feels like a proper upgrade. The added ground clearance locking center diff and terrain modes actually made a difference when I took it down a rutted-out trail. It's the kind of SUV that makes you want to say yes to dirt roads, snow days, and last-minute weekend trips. But it's not all perfect. The acceleration is still sluggish, and the ride-in trims like the Sport felt a little stiff over broken pavement. Inside, the layout is easy to live with, but cabin storage could use some help. Rivals like the CR-V or CX-50 are more refined and punchier on the road. Still, there's a reason folks keep buying Foresters. It's easy to drive super capable in bad weather, and has visibility that puts most crossovers to shame. If utility and dependability matter more to you than quick throttle response, the 2026 Forester is worth a serious look. And I don't usually do this, but if you're looking at the 2026 Subaru Forester, there are a few key rivals you'll definitely want to cross-shop. The Honda CR-V is one of the top picks in this segment, offering a smoother ride, more cargo space, and a punchier turbo engine or hybrid option. The Toyota RAV4 is another strong contender, especially in its adventure and TRD off-road trims, which bring rugged looks and decent trail capability. Mazda's CX-50, turbo, especially the Meridian edition, delivers a more engaging drive with a refined interior and real towing power. For folks who want serious off-road chops in a compact footprint, the Ford Bronco Sport Badlands offers a real 4x4 system and strong trail performance. You might also want to take a look at the Kia Sportage X-Pro or Hyundai Tucson XRT for their rugged styling and competitive feature sets. Each one brings a unique edge, so comparing is definitely worth your time.